Thank you, Chairman Brubaker and members of the committee. Excuse me. It's being cognizant of the fiscal situation and all the other important issues we've heard this morning already. I guess I'd ask you to use my testimony as a little more perspective as you make the difficult financial decisions that you're making. And I'd like to start with the good news. The Pennsylvania farm community has been at the forefront of the efforts to clean up the Chesapeake Bay. Best management practices implemented by Pennsylvania Ag has led to almost 18 million pounds per year of nitrogen reduction since 1985. That's more than any other sector in any other state. And we'd particularly like to applaud our farm communities for that effort. The difficult news is that we have another 25 million pounds per year to go. And for comparison's sake, the wastewater treatment plants who are also part of that equation have a reduction goal of 2.3 million pounds per year. The Chesapeake Bay draft total maximum daily load, or TMDL, essentially the pollution budget, will be issued draft this year and finalized next spring. Simultaneously, there's local pollution budgets being completed across the state, and the costs for these coming issues are significant. One small watershed in Bradford County, the estimated cost from the Conservation District is $1.2 million. Another small watershed in South Central Pennsylvania is about $4 million. You can see how they begin to add up. Programs such as the REAP tax credit, and particularly the new federal farm bill funding, definitely help. But alone, they're not enough. We have a habit, I think, and it's in some ways understandable that we address immediate crises and let some other realities creep up on us. And unfortunately, in this time of this fiscal situation, the price tag on this obligation is coming due. At the very core of this issue is outreach, education, and technical assistance. Cuts to ag research, extension, and the County Conservation District dramatically reduce our ability to meet the demands of the Clean Water Act and the Clean Streams Law. We absolutely must maintain, I know it's difficult in this economic time, to increase Conservation District staffing level and resources if we expect our ag producers to be able to meet the challenges ahead. I'd also like to urge your support for Representative Gary Stern's proposal to increase the REAP program. Again, I know we're looking at cuts everywhere. I think with a $29 billion budget, we have to look at the priorities and the requirements as well as just the things we want to do. Fortunately, we also currently have a unique opportunity to utilize the target funding from the American Recovery and Investment Act to accomplish some of these needs. The agricultural non-point solution control work can be accomplished through state revolving loan funds, which are being distributed through PennVest. I would urge the committee to work with PennVest and DEP to make sure the prioritization is given to that work. There's also funding for energy work to be utilized by agriculture to produce renewable energy and improve water quality. And again, I think it's imperative that we weigh in with the department to prioritize that funding and make sure that agriculture is not left out of that discussion. Additionally, there's a $400 million infrastructure bond that was passed last session, which includes provisions for non-point source pollution control work. That funding will also be distributed through PennVest, again highlighting the need to make sure that the priorities that we're facing are injected into the ranking system for that funding. We also need to make sure that people understand how the money flows and how to get it, because these are not typically projects that have been funded through PennVest. So conservation districts, counties, and other folks aren't really aware how to work with that in some circumstances. The economic times are difficult, certainly for all sectors of ag, but perhaps most so for the dairy industry, which accounts for about $4.2 billion in production and associated business. We need to assist this critical sector of our economy to meet the challenges ahead so that all Pennsylvania's citizens can reap the benefits of safe, affordable food, clean water, and renewable energy. Again, I understand it's a difficult time, and we really can't afford to not move forward and make progress on these priorities. Regulatory requirements of the Clean Water Act will drive changes for tens of thousands of farms in the Commonwealth. Many of these farms are small businesses with limited resources, no ability to set the price for their goods and services, and without access to complex financial tools such as authorities can access. There are always a lot of priorities in Pennsylvania's budget. We can't afford to let all of those issues overshadow the real and immediate needs of the Commonwealth's agricultural sector. I urge the committee to make sure that we take full advantage of the federal funds that are available in this time, and to make sure that the state budget addresses the funding and technical assistance needs of this critical segment of our economy. Again, thank you for the opportunity to share our views.